afternoon, and welcome to the Lummy Sports Show. I'm Brian the Babyface Matroni, as always joined by the Filthy Ginge and the incomparable Lummy, Lummix, Warren, whatever you want to call him. The most over guy in the history of over guys. And we're live. Finally, the band's back together.
Thank you, Brian, for that lovely introduction. And 813-90-BUBBA, 813-90-Bubba. Brian's back in the house. Rhett is always here as the current belt holder. Rhett, how are you doing this today?
I'm all right, man. Brian, it's good to see you again. I'm glad you can make it this week.
Well, listen, we've been doing a lot of finagling of the schedules and such, and it's partially me, partially Lummy.
Schedules, contracts, franchise tags. I'm sure we'll talk about today as well. I listen. I don't want to come in right at the start of the show with some cheap heat. It's not at all what I'm getting at here. But I did feel a little slighted, Brian, and honestly, I think it would be, against my best judgment if I did not bring it up.
Oh, what happened, Rhett?
So we were wrapping up the after show, talking a little bit of shit, and I look over in the live chat, and our buddy Babyface is in there typing it up, saying he and his buddy Lummy have a sports show to do, which is not a false statement.
No,
but
I did not know whether or not you were present. That was the issue, and Lummy didn't let me know. Hey, we're all going to be here.
Do I have attendance issues? Am I not here?
You've missed a couple shows, not many.
Have I?
Yeah,
I recently I have.
Not recently. Well, recently we haven't really. I've missed. Lummy's missed. We've all missed.
Lummy's missed.
Lummy's
me
moved time.
Me and Lummy have missed.
Lummy moved. No, he moved the show one day when I couldn't attend. When I could have attended at the normal time.
Yeah.
But
no, I get the scheduling part
moved
of it.
I'm just giving.
No,
I get it. I'm sorry. And I introduced you before Lummy today. So.
You did. Actually, I appreciate that. I got top billing today.
Kind of took the steam out of the wind out of your sails there.
Yeah, I was going to come in a little hotter than that, but you know what? I threw the disclaimer. So I'm good. It's all good.
You are the belt holder, so I guess that's.
Dude, I don't even know how.
Recognize it. How did you get it? I didn't watch that clip, and I didn't hear it.
So not quite a sizzle reel, but a little channel trailer for the YouTube. Bubba saw it, really liked it, and I put some work into it. Found some older clips. It's like kind of a minute and a half, 2-minute rundown of just the show, the channel. Mm-hmm. Kind of like a commercial.
Slow belt week, if you will.
Yeah. Lummy had made a
come
great.
on, Brian, that's not nice.
Lummy had made this awesome point a week before, so he got the belt. Lummy, do you remember what that point was? It was a point that was made by you, which doesn't happen very often.
Yeah,
based off of what Bubba said, but it was enough to earn you the hardware.
No, it was off of what Jay was saying, something about death row and abortion.
I thought death row records.
That's what I thought too, man.
No, like death row, like if you murder or you rape a kid, should you get death? It's something like that. And I said, well, I asked Jay, then if you're going to go with that, are you saying that abortion is, so he got locked up and that was it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not as great what Rhett did. I mean, Rhett, made an awesome video. If you haven't seen it, go check it out on our YouTube channel. It's a great, what would you say, 3-minute, Rhett, 4-minute? I don't know.
Minute 45, minute 50, I think.
There you go.
It's usually, it's the channel trailer over on youtube.com/The Bubba Army. It should be the first thing you see when you open our channel, depending on like what browser you're on or what device.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Red. It's great. You guys are doing a great job.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
And we're happy to have you here. I just wanted to start out with, obviously, it's going to be football news. There's a lot of signings going on, a lot of people getting cut. I would like to just say, thank God.
Hold that thought.
I'm going to hold my thought on the other players that have made some good deals, or some teams have made bad deals. But Donovan Smith was cut. Brian, Red, I like your reactions on that. You guys kind of know my reaction.
There was never a doubt. I mean, there was no scenario whether Brady retired, didn't retire, delayed putting in the paperwork or not. There was never a scenario where Donovan Smith wasn't going to be cut by the Bucs. That's just too much money for a guy who's been awful.
I think, I think obviously his performance has a lot more to do with it than him just being a cap casualty.
He could have. You think he could have reworked his deal possibly if he wasn't just the worst team ever?
I think if 100% Brady was back for another year, they would have reworked his deal.
It would have been tough. I think. I don't think there's a guarantee that they would have reworked his deal, just because if Brady stayed, they still would have had cap issues, and they still and he freed up a massive amount of cap space. I mean,
I don't know about massive,
10
like
million?
9.95.
Where the fuck are you finding $10 million in cap savings?
Okay,
well,
so
Brian,
between
he
all
could
the
cut
moves that
another
they've
3
already
guys.
made, they're still well over 35
I'm
mil.
not saying they're close, but that's massive cap savings.
That's one of the biggest. That's one of the biggest ones on the team that they could easily get rid of.
That was the biggest one on the team that was expendable that they could have saved money on. The biggest. They got rid of Lenny. I love the way Lenny comes out and he's like, I want to be cut. Motherfucker, you were getting cut no matter what. You just didn't want the embarrassment of being cut by a second team after Jacksonville already cut you. Is that when once.
The people that are like pretty much they know they're getting fired, so they just walk in and say, I quit?
Yeah.
I didn't get fired. I quit.
Yeah, no. I mean, $3.5 million reasons not to bring Lenny back, but there was nobody else that the Bucs could have cut to get that type of savings off of a position that they didn't need. The guy at.
Did you just make Rhett walk out?
No, Rhett had to switch his headphones.
Oh.
Ryan Suckup's definitely gone.
Yeah.
I mean, 100% gone because they saved $3.8 million by getting rid of him. He's gone. But the Bucs have got some tough decisions to make. Do you keep Mike Evans?
Come on, stop it. No, there is. You shut that down right now. Just because there is no benefit to the Bucs whatsoever if they get rid of him. They'd have to trade him. They'd have to.
Oh no, they're trade, not cut. I'm talking about a trade of Mike
cap-wise,
Evans.
they'd still have to eat money on him if they traded him. They would lose more money than probably
whatever
resources they would gain.
Yeah,
and a 30-year-old wide receiver. I mean, he's not going to get you
30-year-old wide receivers. So we know their track record.
He's not going to get you multiple first-round picks at this point in his career.
No, you take what you can because you're in a full rebuild now. You are not. There is
yes, you are because you're going to have to shed. Well, you're going to have to shed a lot more weight when you look at where Cam Brady already being gone, Leonard Fournette, Donovan Smith, and they're still like $35 million.
Only because of the way Brady did it. If he had waited until June or whatever it was, June 1st to file the paperwork, then the Bucs could have spread this out and could have tried to keep contending. But he put them in a position where you're eating $35 million in dead cap money. They had no choice. They have no choice but to do what they're doing with right now, which is to jettison all remotely dead weight and start looking towards the future. I quite honestly don't even really want to see him sign a quarterback this year. Just eat it. Go get the number one pick and move on.
That's what they're going to do. I don't think they're going to get the number one pick. I think
they may be the worst team in football next year. They may be the worst team in
football.
Whoa, no,
hold on.
Babyface. That seems like a bit of a stretch.
Hold on.
I'm gonna have to turn this. This is why, because on the phone right now we have probably who's gonna have the worst team in the league. It's 443. Our favorite
morning,
caller.
Y'all. How are you?
We're better than you, buddy.
Yep.
No, I am very happy with the decision we made yesterday.
Oh yeah, because he's totally going to play on that tag.
No. It was the right decision from the franchise's standpoint of trying to get something for him. The problem is that this whatever they're doing now, this should have all been taken care of last year. And the fact that it got to this point is a bad look for both Lamar and the Ravens.
Correct. I think at this point, the Ravens are putting their money on the fact that no owner is going to give him what he wants in fully guaranteed money, and they are willing to do any sort of deal that isn't fully guaranteed that any other team's going to offer him. And they're also relying on the fact that they think that he's not going to get what he wants, and it may save us money from what we previously offered him. I mean, you see all those teams. I don't know how true it is that they're already out on him, like the Panthers, Commanders.
I don't think the Panthers are. I don't think the Panthers. I don't think the Falcons are either.
Yeah, the Falcons have publicly stated that they don't intend to trade for a quarterback.
Well, so did the Panthers, but I mean, let's be honest.
That could change, but
what I'm saying is he's worth way more than the 2 first-round picks if we put the exclusive tag on him, and it saves us cap space this year. Because I think it saves like $10 million.
Oh, you guys, but here's the problem, and this is why Baltimore is screwed. Because one of two things is going to happen: either he's not going to play under the tag, okay, you're screwed, or he does play under the tag, but guess what? You can't do anything with that contract. So you can't spread it out. You can't prorate. You can't bonus. You can't do anything. So they're in cap hell now. Now the problem for the Ravens is they clearly were a team that didn't have enough offensive weapons last year, regardless of Lamar or not. And now you're in a position where you can't really add anything except through the draft. And guess what? Newsflash, you're not drafting a wide receiver in the first round who's going to come in and be a number one for you. So you still have no number one receiver. You still have running backs that we hear a lot about, but never
I haven't really seen much about them.
We hear a lot about them. They got 25 running backs on the Ravens. Just none of them are ever healthy.
But Brian, they're supposed to be really good.
Hopefully, you guys did get rid of your strength and conditioning coach, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I heard the players were pretty excited about that. That's probably the biggest offseason move in the NFL.
Well, you saw the player report cards from NFLPA came back, and the Ravens, that was the area that they got an F fucking minus. I mean, the Bucs altogether as a franchise, I think, were like a C+ based off of how they treated families. But, I mean, apparently it was just awful. They had, like, rats in Jacksonville, Baltimore. I don't know what they were doing to those players, but they hated that guy.
So that means the Ravens are going to have to probably cut, what are they? They need to squeeze, what does it say, another $10 million to get underneath that cap to fit him in. So they may be cutting Gus Edwards, Chuck Clark, and Campbell. What's his name? Calais?
Campbell's the only big loss there.
Campbell.
Yeah, I'm fine with Edwards and Chuck Clark. It's time for Chuck to go, definitely. I don't want to lose Calais just because he's like he's a vet.
How old is he? Like 32, 33?
I think he's a little bit older than that.
Calais
Campbell.
He's
30, in the NFL.
He's 36.
36.
Yeah.
Jesus,
Yeah.
man. He's an interior guy still too.
He's the end.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a monster.
Yeah, that's a position you can play and do. He's nearing the end of his rope though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they questioned him on retirement last year, but I don't know. I'm happy with if he's gone, he's gone. At this point, I don't care. But I think Eric DaCosta literally just said, you know what, fuck it. Talked to Bisciotti, said nobody's going to pay him what he wants. Let's look like geniuses, and we're going to match whatever offer, if any offers.
He's going to get an offer. He may not get a tendering offer. There's other scenarios though where teams go because you have to have both your first round picks in 23 and 24 in order to offer a guy who's got non-exclusive franchise tags. So it has to be your own pick. It's not that you have another team's pick in the first round. So in that scenario, what they do is they approach the Ravens and they say, we want to sign him and let's do a sign and trade deal. And we'll give you a first, 2 firsts, a second, and this player. So there is a scenario where the Ravens get more than 2 first-round picks for Lamar Jackson. And if I'm the Ravens, I got to consider that at this point. Yes, he's worth more than that, but you've also gotten to a point where you have lost your leverage somewhat. Now, so
I think it's going to speed up a deal. I think it's going to do the opposite. I think it's going to speed up an actual deal to get done.
It could.
Or, training camp starts.
It could. And you know what? If I'm the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm absolutely screwing over the Ravens, and I'm going to offer him a contract, a big one, that will
they said that about the Bengals, too.
The Bengals make no sense, but
the Steelers
make a lot of sense. I mean, Kenny Pickett might be it, but even if he's not, you at least do it so that you force Baltimore to make a move. Like they either have to match a contract that they don't want to match, or they have to give up their franchise quarterback, and they will go back into obscurity. I don't think they'll be worse than the Bucs next year because they showed that they can win, play and contend in 13 to 10 games with the garbage that they were rolling out. And if you remove Lamar's $32 million, they've got money to go out and do something. They'll have, they can free up space and they can improve.
They don't necessarily have to.
What's the likelihood of them trading for an early draft pick, getting, a C.J. Stroud or something like that, and with that trade also getting, you said that they wouldn't be able to get a number one wide receiver. In that trade, getting a number one wide receiver for C.J. Stroud or somebody like a quarterback coming in this year.
You talking about Baltimore, like trading up and with Lamar as their quarterback and drafting Stroud? I'm confused. What scenario are you talking about?
I'm saying trading Lamar for an early first-round pick this year, getting a quarterback, but also in that trade getting what you would call a number one wide receiver that is not a draft pick.
Yeah, I mean that would be good. The problem is the teams that you'd be talking about as the most likely don't have that guy. Drake
Right.
London ain't the guy in Atlanta. You don't want, DJ Moore, I guess.
Hey, now I'm
Pittsburgh
on the
doesn't have
side-
any number one wideouts.
No.
Yeah, I guess. When do the Dolphins pick this year? Because I'd take fucking Tyreek Hill. I'll tell you
I
that.
don't think they have a first round pick. I think they
Okay.
they
Well,
get rid of it.
That makes sense then. Never mind.
I was just looking at who had their first rounder.
I haven't heard
for this
anyone
year.
talking about it, but I've heard all sorts of shit about Justin Fields. You think Chicago's a team that could be paying attention to Baltimore and Lamar?
Possibly. I don't. That fan base seems to be so split on Justin Fields. I have no idea what they're going to do.
Dude, they just can't commit to anybody. They're a bunch of sluts.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, they can't do anything for longer than a couple weeks at a time.
Hey, what about the Lions? Maybe they just move on from Goff. I mean, they got 2 first rounders this year, so they can give one and one next year, and they still are in the first round.
That would be fascinating.
Do the Lions really want to move on from Goff?
Excuse me, I don't know. I'm trying to find Coach
Hey,
Campbell.
Sorry, you got the expert on the phone. I'll be quiet.
No, you.
He's such this guy.
Jesus, Rhett.
Give me the belt.
Fucking,
Give
this
me
is like the 5th time.
Give me the strap.
He got all butthurt, Brian. He got all butthurt when I said I want to talk to the expert, the coach.
Man.
Now, would you take the
it's
Lions?
not- I don't know.
Let
It's
me
not-
ask you this: would you take the Lions' first 2 picks this year, maybe a second and a third, and Jared Goff for him?
No, but I would take. Who is it? DJ Shark or Mark? Who the fuck is their number one?
Oh, you're
wide
not.
receiver?
Well, it's St. Brown has become it.
I'm on. Yeah. That would be awesome.
Yeah,
I would give up
you're
some
not
picks.
getting him because you don't get rid of St. Brown and get Lamar. Like
Right.
that's
Yeah,
the
I
thing.
know.
No,
Whoa.
in this scenario, you would be getting Goff and 4 picks. I mean, I think that.
Are you talking about their
That's a
first
pretty
2?
stacked.
Are you talking about their first 2 first round picks, Brian?
Yeah.
So you'd get their pick and then
You'd get Goff, the first 2 this year to immediately get better.
the Rams pick.
And you would get a second and a third in 2024.
Doesn't tell you what order those are, Lummy.
Yeah. What is their first 2 picks?
Oh, the Rams is a damn good one.
Yeah, let me get out of
It's
this.
got to
Yeah.
be top 5.
Rams is going to be a good pick, but as far as what's their first round?
Sorry, I was.
So you
Detroit.
get wait. Are
They're
you
probably
sure
like
they get the Rams pick?
17.
That's
18.
what I just was on a site that I was looking at for the next couple years. But yeah, they got Rams picks.
And then the other Detroit
6?
pick
Yeah,
is
so
Yeah.
they
6.
have 6 and what's the
What,
other
like
one?
15?
Jared
No,
Goff
6
and
and
the number 6
18.
pick,
6 and
man.
18.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. I don't know. I really think Lamar. I think he's going to stay in Baltimore. If he's traded, I hope it's a decent. I don't think they're going to do anything that's going to fuck us over for a long time. But I think one of the other reasons it's going to expedite a deal is we just brought in the new offensive coordinator. We're not going to try to let him sit out for the entire training camp and practice and everything like that when we're trying to build a new offense.
You don't have a choice. You either have to give him
Right.
a long-term contract, or guess
That's what I'm saying. It's going to expedite that deal.
I think you saw Lamar made a very clear statement at the end of this season. I will sit out next year because he didn't give a fuck about that team at all.
Didn't even travel
Didn't
to watch
even
them.
try to participate. He could have come back after 3 weeks. We all know that. He was smart not to. I'm not faulting him for that. But he gave a big and that's the part to me. I guess the guys on the team like the business side of it because that's a big fuck you to a team that could have at least won a playoff game or 2.
Yeah, I mean, we were a 2-yard quarterback sneak away from winning in Greg Roman's eyes.
Yeah,
Yeah, you were
But,
another running back away too. So good luck.
yeah. All right. Well, have a good rest of your show, guys. I'll
Take
talk to
care.
you.
Thanks, Little Purple. Yeah, well, good luck with him.
It's a mystery what's going to happen with Lamar. It's up in the air. I mean, the Baltimore Ravens made the right choice from a franchise standpoint in doing what they did.
Yeah, 'cause
100%.
Either way, it gives you more time to work out a deal if that's really what they want to do.
And you get something if you can't get it done. If it becomes clear that the bridge is burnt, it ain't happening, you don't leave yourself empty-handed.
Yeah, at least I'm going to get 2 first-round picks.
And if a team like Houston were to take him, you're getting good picks. I mean,
of course.
Houston's going to be bad for multiple years here, so you're getting number 2 this year, and
probably number 5 next year.
yeah.
Maybe 4.
If I'm Houston, though, I need that draft capital. I wouldn't trade away 12 this year. I would just, if I'm Houston, I would give him a fully guaranteed contract. 4 years, fully guaranteed, 4 years, $170 million fully guaranteed, something like that, and give him 2 draft picks because they've made it clear they will not do a fully guaranteed deal with him.
I could see now if the Bears were ready to open up their new stadium in Arlington Heights, I could totally see like the Bears doing that, coming with a splash at the new stadium.
Yeah, the Bears
are
believing in Fields. I think here's the thing: is
I think you have to.
If I'm Lamar, if I believe in myself and believe that I'm going to be healthy, I only want to do a 4-year deal right now because that puts him negotiating in his age 30 year.
Easier to guarantee that money.
I mean, and now you can go for that 6-year super long, super huge contract. Whereas if you throw 5 or 6 years onto this deal now, number one, the salary cap's going way up the next couple of years. So there's going to be more money to be spent on quarterbacks. Number two, you're now going to have to stay healthy for 6 years as Lamar Jackson rather than 4 to get to that next big deal. And if you can get fully guaranteed $45 million a year right now, 45 million, I would say 45. Let's say he's getting 180 for 4 years fully guaranteed from a team like Houston. I would consider that.
Yeah, 14 years getting paid whether you're consistent or not. I can't imagine outside of that window he's going to be getting much better past year 13 or 14, but
True.
He's a guy that wants to be paid. He's made that a priority, and I think a lot of other guys are taking notice. Like Daniel Jones, $40 million a year?
Well, only $82 million guaranteed. That was Daniel Jones said what he wanted and then went and talked around and asked around the league and realized that
I'm not going to get that.
He ain't going to get that.
Yeah, well, he got the salary that he wanted, and I think that's guys just speaking out and
but that's just a number,
shit.
though. That's just a number.
Yeah. It is just a number, but that makes
what he got was $82 million, which is great, but it's a short-term deal. He got a short-term deal.
And when you look at what deals are going to look like here, by the end of the offseason, the next 2 years when guys like Joe Burrow are getting their deals.
Joe Burrow's going to get $55-60 million a year.
Right. This Daniel Jones contract is going to look middle of the road, but when you come out with a statement that says north of 45 and everybody goes, what the fuck? The news is going to be less shocking when you hear he ultimately settles for, 39.5, 40?
Yeah, but if you look at it, 813-90-BUBBA, 813-90-Bubba. I mean, if you look at the deal, it's kind of what Brian just said. And obviously Daniel Jones is not Lamar, but he's 25. So if you put a 4-year deal, and Daniel Jones obviously believes in himself, that he signed a 4-year deal, so his next contract will be at 29. So that's what Brian was saying. Now he could go for that if he's still being a superstar. He could go for that 6-year deal. I mean, he's got 35 in incentives. So, I mean, he believes in himself.
And look, he had a good year last year. I mean, no wideouts. You want to talk about a guy who had no wide receiver help? It was him. And he still put up decent numbers, had a very high pass completion percentage. I mean, he can thrive in this offense. He is a system quarterback, though. Let's make it clear. He's not the type of quarterback that you can plug and play in any sort of offense and he's going to do well.
You don't think he's going to improve maybe obviously more on his passing? Because obviously a lot of people point to the 15 touchdowns, 5 interceptions.
That's not a terrible ratio. You have nobody to throw to, and you have arguably one of the most dynamic backs in football in your backfield.
But
so,
do you think he has the potential, athletic ability, I guess, to kind of be more of a pocket passer, or do you always think he's going to be kind of a scrambler?
No, I think he can be a pocket passer. He has the physical traits and tools. I think he's shown good decision making. He's got the qualities that you want to see from a quarterback. He just didn't have the pedigree coming out of college. I mean, it was kind of a shocking signing. I think everybody would agree, but yeah. I think he can ultimately be a top 10 quarterback in the league. He's not there, and they paid him top 10 quarterback money, but only for 2 years.
If you're drawing comparisons, where do you look? Some of the older guys.
That I think that Daniel Jones, I think he's kind of an Andy Dalton type.
Yeah.
With a little more mobility, but kind of maybe even he could turn into a Kirk Cousins type. I think that's probably his ceiling, is somebody like Kirk Cousins in terms of, but maybe he wins better.
Well, man, that's a stiff statement. Yeah. That's your ceiling. Somebody like Kirk Cousins, buddy.
Hey, listen, Kirk Cousins still has a good amount of years, but
Kirk Cousins puts up good stats.
Yes,
I mean,
he does.
You can't look at the problem for Cousins is, and where I would say Daniel Jones is different. It's at least as of last year. It's Cousins is the king of the untimely turnover, and and situational football.
He's probably got a little more mobility, but would you compare him to maybe a Geno Smith?
No, I think Daniel Jones is a better quarterback than Geno Smith.
Yeah, Geno's coming around now. But Brian was speaking about Barkley. I was going to see with you guys, what would you guys offer him? Because obviously you don't want to offer running backs, long-term deals. I mean, do you see him just playing on this 1 year deal? Or do you see him signing a multi-year deal?
Barkley?
Yeah.
What's the tag for running back?
It's only $10.5 million for him. It was a genius. This is what they needed to happen.
It's pretty much 10.09.
Oh, okay.
They put him on the non-exclusive franchise tender.
Oh, they non-exclusived him?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't think anybody's going to give up 2 first-round picks for him. So
no.
That's probably a good move to save money. He's not. The problem I have with doing that to a running back is it's kind of a motivation position, right?
Yeah.
You are getting murdered every time you touch the ball, pretty much. And so, is that the position you want to kind of shortchange? I understand it's not a position of high value in the NFL anymore, but would it have killed them to give him, the exclusive franchise tag and pay him a couple $1 million more to, motivate him a little bit better? Or I don't know.
But Brian, you could also say like the guy we saw here with Lenny. We had that 1 year deal turned into playoff Lenny, and everyone's like, "Whoa, Lenny's back!" And he came in all pumped up.
Then he was laid off, Lenny.
Yeah, and then he got chubby Lenny, and then like Vet said, laid off Lenny. Maybe they're like, hey, we need him to keep building, and maybe,
Oh, he was building all right.
Yeah, well, not Barkley though.
Building that gut.
Yeah, well,
yeah,
he'll probably get picked up by the Patriots next year or something.
So, what do you guys think of? I think the Saints are clearly the favorite to win the NFC South next year. Now,
I think it's going to depend. I think it's honest to God going to depend on who Carolina can get for a quarterback.
And I'm getting a little sick and tired of a chat right now. Listen, if Jameis Winston is not coming back to the Buccaneers, everyone can just stop with that.
What people don't seem to understand is that, obviously the Bucs went after Tom Brady, but Jameis Winston felt plenty slighted by that move, and he's, I don't know about been vocal, but family members of his have been vocal on social media about how he would never play for the Bucs again.
Yeah, right. Until there's no suitors for him and he comes into a team with a chance to start. I mean, let's face it. If you are a backup quarterback in the NFL, if I'm Gardner Minshew, I'm going to the Bucs and I'll say, sign me for $1 million. Sign me for league min 1 season. Let me have a shot. That's what I'm doing if I'm a backup quarterback in the NFL. I'm going to go. I see that as an opportunity to win a starting franchise quarterback position right now.
Do you incentive build it for him?
For the contract?
I mean, I would try to get a little more than minimum, but
I think for anyone you bring in, you got to incentive pad it. I think it's just how they.
But I'm willing to come in, and I'm telling the Bucs I'm willing to work my ass off and win this job, and I can win with this team. Let me show you, and I'll come in on the minimum, whatever it is, whatever it takes. I will eat it for a year to work my ass off because this is the opportunity. Raise your hand if you think Kyle Trask is going to start and finish the season as the starting quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Exactly.
Nobody.
Right. You just moved your arm in my little screen. I'm like, are you kidding me?
So, Lummy, let me ask you an honest question. And I feel like I know what you're going to say, but I want to hear you out. How would you feel about a Jameis Winston reunion in Tampa Bay?
I will not be happy. I'm not going to say other things, but I will not be happy.
Did he sleep with your wife?
No, he's a horrible quarterback. I don't like him. I don't like his attitude.
Who do you think is better, Jameis Winston or Blaine Gabbert?
I'd take Blaine Gabbert over Jameis Winston.
Liar. You fucking liar. You're a lying piece of shit.
I'd rather have fucking Tim Tebow than Jameis Winston.
You are a lying piece of shit.
Bring me Tim Tebow and Jesus, okay? Fuck Jameis Winston. How about that? Jameis Winston and Donovan Smith can go fucking play on a team somewhere else. They're made for each other.
I think the Orlando Guardians are looking for a quarterback.
No, they just like Quinn Flowers.
They're golden.
Did they?
That kid balls
let's go.
out.
I've seen nothing but terrible press about the Orlando Guardians since the start of the year.
Oh, their coach, Buckley, throwing the entire team. He's like, I need some players that want to play out here. Look at the sidelines. They're not even trying.
Listen, the USFL is calling.
This is in-game.
I was watching that game, too, and I'm like, did he just fucking say that?
It's like some Mike Leach shit.
He's like, you come and try and win with this shit, and he throws his headset down and walks away.
Yeah,
dude, that would have been amazing if he handed the sideline reporter the headset and he's like, "You do this.
Well,
I'll switch jobs with you. Give me the microphone."
They also had a quarterback who was fucking selling plays to the other teams. Did you see that? They released a quarterback on the roster.
He was just giving them to his friends.
Who was giving plays to the other teams.
Look, man.
He's like, this is what we've been running this week.
It's the XFL, baby.
Jameis and fucking Donovan Smith are going to be
betting on game. I guarantee you guys are betting on
USFL. They're going to be at the USFL part, okay? That's where Jameis is going to make his comeback.
Yeah, a little classier.
Jameis threw 5,100 yards in his last season.
That's the second most in a single season in Tampa Bay Buccaneer history.
I mean, that's just nuts.
Great. He had great wide receivers. No one gives a shit. No one cares that Josh Freeman threw
33
for 4,000.
touchdowns, only 30 interceptions. I mean,
Listen, Brian, if this was baseball, he's right over that 500 line, kid.
Look, man.
He's right over the...
Forget baseball. If this is 1984 NFL, that's pretty good.
Oh, no shit. Sure. Yeah, no shit. 5,000 yards.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah, this is just the era.
They probably had the best offense in the NFL that year.
What did he do anything last year? I mean, the Saints
he got injured. Remember?
Yeah.
Oh, did he?
He kind of started out.
Took him out.
He fucking played like shit against Tampa Bay.
And then got
lost
concussed.
That game.
Well, he got concussed. He got all banged up. He had a rough 2 years.
He was
6-4 as a starter for the Saints. 18 touchdowns, 8 picks in over the course of 10 games.
Lummy, you know your boy Jameis 101 is going to see those stats and just be watering at the mouth. 18 touchdowns, 8 picks, 6-4 as a starter. Clearly, you can win with this guy.
The sad thing for Jameis,
1.8 touchdowns a game. Come on.
The sad thing for Jameis was in 2021, before he got hurt, he was looking good.
He was playing great for New Orleans.
He was looking good.
Yeah, every year was his laser fucking.
He had his highest QB rating, highest QBR in his career. He wasn't turning the ball over. It was his lowest interception percentage of his career, and then he blew out his knee.
Yeah, but you were watching those games, though. Well, you were
Payton?
watching. Never mind. I can't have this argument with Brian.
Sean Payton was absolutely responsible for that.
Yeah, but also the way they were play calling it and keeping it short. And
Dennis Allen is the reason I don't think the Saints are a clear-cut winner just yet.
Well, look at the Saints. I was going to ask Brian, since he's a big-time lawyer who comes to the show sometimes after his big-time lawsuits. What's going on with Alvin Kamara?
Yeah, he's got legal troubles.
Is it still going on?
Yeah, he'll probably miss at least 4, maybe 6 games next season because he's going to get convicted. I mean, it's on video.
Well, I know, but I haven't heard anything.
No. He's been indicted. I mean,
oh, really?
Yeah.
He's going.
Yeah, he's going to jail.
But is that normal for them to be like, well, we'll just deal with this after the season?
No, it's not normal. He definitely got some favoritism there, but whatever. They can. I mean, quite honestly, if I was the Saints, I would have rather have him suspended last season.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, but
he pled not guilty.
Yeah, okay. Everybody does. We have the video. Like, there's not a whole lot.
There's video of him in the SUV afterwards talking about how hard he connected with that guy's jaw.
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah,
I didn't hear that part.
What's gonna really
they're
suck
all
for
loading
him
in the van, and they're like, "Man, I hit that guy so fucking hard."
What's really gonna suck for Kamara is the civil lawsuit where he's gonna have to pay this guy, $5 million. That's gonna suck. That's gonna suck more than a 4-game suspension.
Well, what's the chances that obviously he's found guilty, and it says if the felony battery charge, it could result to 1 to 5 years.
He's gonna plead. They're gonna plead it out. He's gonna because of the NFL involvement, whatever he does, he's got to check with the league. He's got to make sure that what his suspension is going to be. Get a good idea of that. It's multifaceted, but he'll plea it out and be on probation. I don't think he has a prior record.
He'll be a host on Thursday Night Football within 2 years.
I mean, he doesn't have much long left in this league. What is he, 28 now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
27.
Yeah. I mean, by the start of the league season, he'll be 28. That's NFL running backs at this point.
Oh, he has so Green, the guy already has a civil lawsuit against pending $10 million in damages.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's gonna suck when he has to pay out $5 million to this guy.
But it looks like if they go down to a misdemeanor, he still has to serve 364 days in county jail.
He doesn't have to serve it. Like, that's
really?
the thing. Yeah, no, he can plea out. They can plea deal. No jail time. Probation.
Would that be like home arrest?
All this stuff.
Probation.
Yeah.
No home arrest or anything.
No, not if he pleads down to a misdemeanor. Which is what this will get pled down to, and that's why I only think he's going to miss 4 games. Yeah.
Okay.
The league will suspend him 4 games.
Oh well, he's coming out and said that it was a measured response.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Measured.
Well, I mean, because the guy pushed his hand away after him telling him he can't get on the elevator.
Yeah, the guy who tried to enter the elevator, and Kamara and his boys didn't want him on there, and then he beat the shit out of him. I mean, that's not a measured response.
I get the same way. You know what I mean?
That's
you
not.
Know when you try to, yeah.
Those
you know
are
when
public elevators. First of all,
yeah,
you
but
want,
they put the closed door button on there for a reason. And I know for a fucking fact you have been in a building and seen someone coming and
I don't
hit the button.
What I do is I take a. So this is the pro way of doing it. Okay, the pros do it like this. They walk on. You immediately look to see what's coming.
Yeah.
If it's something you want to ride with, you hold the door open. If it's something you don't want to ride with, you slide to the side, act like you did not see the people approaching, and then you're mashing the closed door button. And then if they happen to make it, you let them on. You don't stop them like a bouncer on an elevator bouncer and be like, no.
Oh, you know what? Brian, another one I do.
Elevator's full.
Is you act like you kind of see him coming, and then you look at the elevator buttons for a minute and kind of act like you're not paying attention and hit the close button. But then when you get to him close enough and the doors are closed, and you look up and go, oh,
that's the Larry David. That's the Larry David
is
move.
it?
My move is better because you never have to make eye contact, and then you have plausible deniability that you just never saw them coming because you're off to the side of the elevator.
You don't feel a tense silence. You don't walk in the back of your mind thinking that they saw you.
No, I don't care at all. Because
Brian doesn't give a shit. What are you talking about?
I really don't give a shit, but I don't want conflict. So
no, I get
that's
you.
why that's my play. Is I glance real quick. If it's somebody I wouldn't mind riding with, I'll let the elevator stay open. If it's somebody that I don't want to ride with, then I'll slide over and
When I
had somebody looking like Lummy walking towards me in the elevator, I'm like, there's a good chance that guy's going to fart in here. I'm just playing
I've
the
missed
odds.
many of elevators with you, Brian. It seems like you always miss holding the elevator for me.
There's plenty of chances there that this guy's going to cut one.
Oh, listen, most likely if I did see you on an elevator, I would try my hardest to potentially almost shit myself. To pull out a fart. Potentially almost shit myself just to get it, and then even probably hit a floor above you just so I could get off the elevator before and just take the stairs down.
Yeah.
When I worked at Cox, you have to take an elevator to get to their lobby to go in the front door. And usually when I would come in, there would be people sitting outside who were like waiting to pick up tickets. You could just kind of tell like they were hovering, you know what I mean? The sign for it was right there, but they didn't want to get on the elevator because you had to get the key card to do it. And a lot of times people would get up and try and like flock on with you to do it. And I became so good at just ignoring people who were sitting there. And sometimes they would stand up and walk towards you, but not say anything, which is really annoying. I get on the elevator and they all stand up and like 3 or 4 people are standing there staring at you, but don't say anything. I was a little stiff on the elevator rides over there. I close it on people all the time, though.
Yeah.
You're just a dick.
You are kind of a dick.
Yeah.
You're just kind of a dick on it then.
I'm a low-key dick.
Over there, I don't know. Over there, it was just different. Like, some of those people were there all the time, and I didn't like them very much because they were prize pigs. That's honestly like 90%.
Weren't you limited to one every 30 days, or
you would think
2 every 90? Or
that doesn't discount all the free shit they give away at the promo tents. So, you know, when these were the marks that I saw 3, 4, 5 times a month, it got a little annoying.
What do you care, really, though? I mean, they're losers. That's their life. Like, what's it to you?
Have you ever been a guy working the tent and like heard how some of those people would come up and talk to you? I gotta tell you, man. I don't want to lambast an entire audience, but a lot of the listeners of the old station that I worked at were very entitled people as far as like listening to the show. It was very odd.
No, it's not.
It's kind of, you know what?
You feel the problem. So this is when you're in talk radio like this, that's what you want, though. That's the goal, is to make the listener feel like they're a part of your life and a part of the show. I mean, that's the whole point of it.
At the expense of like shitting on people who actually work for the station and like work.
No, I mean, if
promo
you're
events
if
and
you're
shitty
a shitty,
events
if
and
you're a
giveaways
shitty
free
person,
stuff.
Okay, so let's get an example of what somebody would say to you that would be an affront to you. As a promotional worker at the radio station, working the tent, guy comes up to you. You guys are giving away fucking koozies, and at some point you're gonna give away a pair of tickets to see Mastodon at the Ritz and Ybor. Okay, what happens? What happens? And
tickets to see Mastodon?
I don't know.
I'm gonna pull that one out of your ass, Brian.
Man. We're not giving those away.
I don't know what station we're
Okay,
for, so.
let's just say Mastodon.
But
I mean, I don't know if I have to be oddly specific here. I think you can imagine a bad customer service experience in any industry.
What could it be when somebody's coming up looking for, like, what did they say? Hey, give me a koozie, you fucking ginger prick. I mean, I'm just trying to understand.
That's Brian.
What they could have said to you that was
it would just be the constant.
bounds.
It would just be constant bantering for more stuff, right? I didn't give you enough
Hey,
stuff.
besides the koozie, you got a keychain over there, big boy?
I saw you got more stuff in that box back there. Could I get like 3 or 4 more keychains?
And so the play on that is, hey, just come back a little bit later on. If I have anything left, you're more than happy. You're more than welcome to get a couple more. Do you know how pathetic somebody has to be to beg for keychains, Rhett? I mean, you're essentially, for lack of a, well, and I'm not going to use the term, but you're essentially shitting on clearly mentally handicapped people.
Come on, Rhett.
Those people, anybody who would beg for a keychain, okay, is not well. They're not well. Something is wrong with them in their life. They're not put together the right way.
Except
right?
if you're a female that's who is a big mark, and for a keychain they may give you a little bop blah 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 blah.
Even then, yeah. What does that say about that person? Like, they're not.
Yeah, I mean that's true, Brian. But I mean, I'm sure Rhett wouldn't turn that down if that was offered for a keychain.
I'm sure
Maybe
he's.
too.
This is the problem I have.
I got shushed a few times by one guy in particular.
Well, shushing that's out of line. But did you deal with that?
I was in the middle of talking, and Spanish walked up, and I literally got shushed in the middle of talking, and he's like, "What's up, Spanish?" Fucking weirdo. Yeah.
Wait, and this is talking about the fans. Brian, you weren't here. 813-90-BUBBA 813-90 when it was during the Super Bowl, right? Rhett, he wasn't here during that one show where we talked about this guy right here on my screen.
Oh God!
As the Hall of Famer,
big douchey,
2-time Hall of Famer,
on the fucking
retired,
had a Super Bowl,
retired. He had a commercial for the Super Bowl.
I thought you called him something.
No,
else.
retired.
Well, closer to what he is.
No, yeah, but he retired.
Yeah,
as a fan.
He hung up the hard hat.
And let me just explain to the millions and millions
all
of
those years
listening.
of hard work.
I consider myself.
Brian does not like guys
douchiest
that wear jerseys.
Fan.
Brian, what's your opinion? One,
you know it.
Hold on, but
pathetic attention whores.
But being a 2-time, how are you? 2-time Hall of
Famer. He's doubly douchey. That's how.
So you do not like this guy?
No, I don't like that. I don't like any guy like that guy. You are going to a game paying good money to see prime athletes perform at the highest level possible, risking life and limb as they tackle and play each other on the field. And motherfuckers like this sad, pathetic human being feel a need to make it about themselves. Like, could be nothing more arrogant and egotistical than to paint yourself up and show off at somebody else. It's literally like going to a wedding and trying to show up the bride and groom. That is what you're doing. You're making it about yourself, you pathetic fucking loser. And I would say it to his face.
But
Call him up.
What is your opinion?
I guarantee you he has nothing else going on right now. Call that fat fuck up.
Let me ask you, hold on. Now, what do you think about
He's
the
a
media?
Financial advisor. That's his full-time job.
What about the media that literally covers and made a big spectacle about his retirement?
I fucking hate them. I hate all of them. I hate everything about it. It's pathetic, and I want nothing to do with it. His retirement, what's he? He's not going to games anymore?
No, he is going to go to games
still. He's just not going to paint up?
He is going to games. He's just not going to paint up,
guy.
as you can see right here, Brian.
Yeah, I guarantee you he paints up, and it'll be the
After next season, Bucs superfan Big Nasty shares the news with ABC Action News sports anchor Kyle Berger.
Oh, God.
Think he's ever fucked his wife in that paint?
My blood is boiling.
You think he's ever got on top of his old lady?
Yeah,
wearing the old war paint.
But Brian, him announcing
helmet.
He was going to retire after next season, so he was giving everyone a forewarning. He has his own bobblehead.
What a fucking attention whore.
He wanted to. He went with a farewell tour.
His first game as Big Nasty was Bucks and Packers back in 1988.
So he's been doing it since 1988, Brian.
So he's been a loser for that long. Good for you, Keith.
Met his wife out there.
Oh, is that where he did?
Yeah.
There she is.
No, I don't think so. But I mean, like these guys, see, that's buddy right there. But I mean, this right here, like everyone just marks out to him. Is that what he's really doing it for? Just to get?
What is he doing it for? What do you think he's doing it for? I mean, he's a fucking pathetic attention whore. That's all that boils down to. What you tell me? Why else would he be doing it?
I don't know, but why does the NFL have a Hall of Fame?
For douchebags like this?
Yeah.
Because they make money off douchebags like
fans.
that. They make money off of douchebags like that.
But I mean, they put him in a commercial and praise him, and then the news put like what does the news gain out of it? Like putting this guy over.
They 3 minutes that they don't have to fill with other fucking shit.
I mean, look at that right there, Brian.
Wow.
Class of 01 and 2020.
Wow, two-time
champ. So you would really walk up to this guy at a game and just be like,
I would not walk up to that guy at the game. I want nothing to do with you.
What if he walked up to you? What if he walked up to you?
I would walk the fuck away. I want nothing to do with him. I would not take a selfie with him. I would not take a picture with him. I would not ask him for jack shit. He's a nobody.
But see,
he's a nobody.
But not really, because he's big nasty, 2-time Hall of Famer, and you better know who he is.
Nobody.
But did you see that they're already they're taking polls and doing different things on who will be the next big super fan for the Bucks?
Oh, I big who gives a fuck. That's who it's gonna be.
I don't think there's any fans that are
I'm
naming themselves that way.
start going to the game as Big Douchey.
Can you,
and I am going to wear a Summer's Eve box, and I am going to go there as the Bucks superfan Big Douchey.
We are not going to say names, but Lummy, can you type something in the search bar? Because I want Brian to see some of the other guys. That do this.
Oh, I know Fireman Ed from the Jets, and you've got the.
Well, I'm talking about the Bucks. So
because the Bucks have a bunch of super
fans.
Wait, wasn't there a little nasty for a moment?
That was his brother, and he died.
Jesus. Well, I mean,
why did he get in the Hall of Fame?
Images.
Did Little Nasty get in?
No, he never made it in. He never made it in.
So he died, and his brother gets in twice, and he gets in 0
up
times?
On top.
Well,
over to the right.
We have this guy right here.
No, go up. Left. That one right. Slow down, partner. That one right there.
Guy Fieri?
Yeah.
What's this
guy in the back? He's a superhero.
What?
He's a superhero.
What? Fat fuck is a superhero?
Oh, because he has a red mask on? Oh, he does. He has a red mask on.
Oh.
And a cape.
Oh, he wears a cape too?
Oh, it's the superhero, the Taint Tickler. He will...
Well, then you got like this guy, Brian, right here.
Oh, wow.
Let's see here. These are the guys that you can vote for.
You know what's great about it, too, because it's 150 fucking degrees. So
this guy with all the beads.
God. He
sits by me.
And he's got gloves. Wow, yeah, gloves. That's
cool. Those are the ones that are... Oh, here's Little Nasty.
Yeah,
R.I.P.
Rest in peace, Little Nasty.
So that's how they used to go to the games together, even though they did. I mean, Brian, you wouldn't vote for any of those guys?
Vote for them for what?
Oh, here's one.
How about
this guy?
Look at that guy with his belt.
He looks like he ate Rey Mysterio Jr.
I mean, but Brian, you already know too. There's a lot of NFL players that have.
Look at that! Hold on, go on.
I can't.
What the fuck?
Which one?
Hulk Hogan?
Yeah, this one.
I mean, that's a little less douchey, brother.
But I mean, like the Kansas City guy, didn't he rob a bank or something like that to afford his tickets?
Wait, go up. There, that's who I want.
This one?
That one.
Yeah, well, she's not a super fan. She's not going to watch the game.
Super fan.
That's what I want to see at the game, not that fucking moron.
And you got this one that's in the wolf outfit.
Bro, that fucking guy was robbing banks. He's in jail right now. Yeah. He was robbing banks to fucking fuel his Kansas City Chiefs addiction.
That's the guy who was robbing banks.
I mean...
They gave him a shout out at the Super Bowl.
So you don't think like people like this, really boost up the team when they look up into the stands?
It would make me question whether or not I wanted to fucking do football anymore. I'd be like, I got to be surrounded by these fucking douche nozzles.
You wouldn't see that guy walking into the stadium and get inspired. You wouldn't be.
You're like, yeah, we're gonna win today, baby, because we got Pirate Bob over here.
I guarantee you, behind closed doors, these players clown these motherfuckers. In public, they have to be like, "Oh, we love our fans." Behind closed doors, they're like, Warren Sapp. You think Warren Sapp looked up to Big Nasty?
I guarantee you, if Warren Sapp sees Big Nasty out, they would probably sit down and have
Apparently
a beer together.
They're boys. Mm-hmm. He always says they're boys.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. I bet they're hanging out a bunch.
They're boys.
Yep. I bet you Warren Sapp was at Big Nasty's wedding. He it was the officiant.
Oh yeah, of course. But I mean, I just wanted to get your.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I know. It's a Buckified Bert. He's one of the super fans that's going up for.
He's crashing our website. I guess he's got viruses.
Yeah,
I'm sure he does. In the anus.
Well, I mean, I just figured, obviously, if you go on top 3 on you, it's pretty much that guy, the super fans, then Jersey guy, and.
Super fans are the worst. They are. I mean, like I said, it's just you're a fucking attention whore. Like. I didn't go to the game to see some
Bucks insured super fan
sweaty,
Big Nasty could be a big Super Bowl champion.
Sweaty fat fuck screaming and yelling and sticking out his tongue and trying to get the camera on himself. I mean, you're just a loser. You're pathetic. Get a life.
Well, they have, there has been also another petitioner poll to try to get Big Nasty up on the Ring of Honor.
I would like him, the Ring of Honor, like in one of the toilet rings at the stadium, or put his face on all the urinal
cakes. With his little bobblehead?
I'll piss on Big Nasty in the urinal cakes.
Oh, poor guy. But, I mean, look what your award stopping him. Pitcher.
Yep, the guy was there. They both got inducted at the same time. They both, provided about the same amount of contribution to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, if you ask me. So having Warren Sapp and Big Nasty both in the Hall of Fame makes perfect sense.
It does, because Big Nasty had a lot to do with that first Super Bowl.
Everything. I mean, I don't think Brad Johnson would have performed at the level that he did that season if not for Big Nasty. Oh. In fact, I think when Rondé Barber did that pick 6, it was because right before that play, he looked up into the stands and saw Big Nasty there, and he's like, I've got to do this for him.
Oh, well, I'm sure that Rondé will probably have him introduce him for the Hall of Fame.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Big Nasty will be the one calling him out.
And he proposed at the Bucs Stadium to his wife.
How romantic.
Makes sense.
Now, what's your feeling on that, Brian?
What year was that? Because I'm sure that was back when he was orange, so he looked like a big fucking pumpkin.
So my feeling on that is your wife better be a huge fucking sports fan as well, or that is a real bad move. Like, you better both be pretty big into whatever team you're proposing at that game to her for.
Oh, he started his own drugs are nasty program, too. There's no walk away.
Well, I hate
and tell
him even
someone.
more now because not all drugs are nasty.
Some drugs are fun.
Program. Okay. Some drugs are fun, okay?
Yeah, he said, listen, if he can even stop one child from attempting doing drugs, it's a win-win. Just it says, walk away and tell someone.
Not everybody pass around this perk.
Meanwhile, he looks like a guy who's been on drugs his whole life, and so you're trying to encourage people not to do drugs. No, all painted up like that, like a lunatic.
Oh yeah,
yeah. He looks like he's strung out on meth.
Lives out in the woods.
Yeah,
behind the Walmart.
Don't do drugs, kids! Ah!
Sticking his tongue out and shit. that picture in the middle of the screen right there, down. That one right there to the right.
Yeah,
that's
Brian.
when he lost weight.
Yeah, he was skinny for a little while.
Yeah, for a hot minute.
The retirement caught up to him.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, too much. He's been partying too much.
Him and Wilford Brimley will be doing
there's
some
him in the Hall of Famers. Go
commercials.
Go up. There's him in the Hall of Famers right there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, him and Jim Kelly.
Yep.
They must be boys,
him and
too.
His boy. A couple of gold jacket members, man. That's all I see in that picture.
Fucking loser.
Now, obviously, the big news that we got to talk about, because Bubba will be super interested, is I guess Brian's take, even though we know technically Brian's take. I mean, what do you think about the news coming out on Aaron Rodgers?
No, the Jets flying out to
Jets
meet
flying
him.
out, and they're supposed to be flying to
it's
Green
heating
Bay.
up. You know what I think's happening? Aaron Rodgers is fucking with the Jets. He loves the attention.
I think it's going to be.
The attention. He's like, you know what? You guys can fly out to me. I'm not coming to New York. You guys can everybody. I want your GM, your assistant GM, your offensive coordinator, your head coach. I want everybody to come out. And tell me what I want to hear. This
is their third time talking, from what I understand. And what's going to be funny at the end of all of it is, I said this today on the main show, it's going to be the most Jet shit of all time because they missed out on Derek Carr. That interest in Derek Carr was real. And the report was that Derek Carr got tired of waiting, so he just went ahead and signed with New Orleans. The Jets had an open chance, but I guess he wanted New Orleans. But they missed out on Carr, and my gut says they're about to miss out on Aaron Rodgers, too. After meeting with him 3 times, they can't finish the deal. After meeting with him in person, they miss out on both of those guys. That's going to be funny.
Well, I thought it was 2 of their meeting with Green Bay today.
No, they flew out and met with, so maybe he's going to meet with them now to talk about what Green Bay said. But I just think Aaron Rodgers likes his nutsack tickled, and he's enjoying this. And he made them all fly out there to him. And I just, I'm sticking by it. I may end up being wrong. I was right about Rodgers last year. You were wrong, Lummy.
352.
But I may be wrong this year, but I think I'm going to be right.
352.
Hey, Lummy.
Wash my car. Yeah, what's up?
I got a question for you guys on salary cap.
Well, we have the salary cap king here, Brian.
I'm a Bills fan. We're strapped. And you guys have seen that Stephon Diggs is doing, prima donna wide receiver shit and on following the Bills, following the Cowboys. If they trade him, I'm hearing that he's still accountable for like $30-some million dead cap money if they trade him. Once you trade him, doesn't the contract go with the player?
Not the dead cap, though, because that's debt from earlier seasons. So the dead cap. So what they would do with Diggs, though, they wouldn't just trade him. They would do a sign-in trade where they adjusted his contract, pushed some of that money to Dallas, and then traded him off because they wouldn't just trade him. I mean, it makes no sense to trade him.
Yeah, dead cap $45 million.
Yeah, it's huge, but that could be changed.
That would be the largest in history, if I'm not mistaken.
You would alter that figure. So the only way you would agree to a trade to Dallas, and I think it's the time is ripe to trade Stephon Diggs. I think that he's got value still. He's heading into his age 30 season. If you can get rid of him now if you can. So I would do everything I could to force him out if I'm Buffalo, because that's a win for them right now. Frees up $20 million in immediate cap space. We got some cap compliant. Get you a first-round draft pick for sure from Dallas, and put you in a position where you can start, looking at free agent wideouts potentially to come in. And I just think that's the move right now. I would do it.
Are they keeping Von Miller in Buffalo? Because they
don't have a choice. He's a $40 million dead cap hit, so he'll be back this year once he's healthy. I mean, that people forget, like Von Miller going down and Josh Allen's injured arm is the only reason why the Buffalo Bills didn't make it to the Super Bowl. Like they were the best team in the AFC and in football when Josh Allen and Von Miller were healthy. They just lost.
What kind of haul did the Chiefs get for Tyreek Hill? Would it be something comparable to that, or no way?
Not at this point in his career. Tyreek, I think, was a little younger.
Yeah, I think he was
26,
yeah.
25?
Yeah, so not the haul. I think if they could restructure the contract, get rid of it, and get a first and a second for him, that would be a very good draw for them. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, good deal. Appreciate it.
All right, man. Yeah, it looks like the Tyreek deal. 5 draft picks and 4-year, $120 million. 352.
What's up, Lummy?
How's it going?
Hey, Babyface and Rhett.
So, man.
Hey,
I'm not really calling about sports. I just wanted to give a shout out to Jay for taking my auto insurance claim. So,
thanks,
cool.
Jay.
Yaka Law, baby.
He's on the wireless headset over there. I don't know if he has an opinion on it. Jay, you talk to this guy?
Oh yeah. No problem, man. Good to go. Thank you.
Jay sounds like Kermit the Frog.
See, man. I don't know. 508. I don't know how to say his name.
Hey, it's Ashioka. What's up, boys?
Hey, man. How's it going?
Man?
Good. Hey, I just wanted to say, Brian, we missed you, man. You make the show. We need more of you. More Brian and less Alex Stein.
Talk to Bubba about that. I don't know why Alex Stein gets so much airtime, but
that
whatever.
Guy's a clown, but hey, you're hilarious.
Well, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. After whatever that other call was.
Boys.
Yep. I love that call. The call before that was mediocre, but that one was good.
Oh, why? Oh. Is it because my impersonation of
Jay Diaco? What the fuck was that?
I've been working on I don't know. I had to come up with something, and I've been doing a lot more.
Represent you, I will. It's like fucking going Yoda.
Oh yes, JD. I'm working on my impression for Walker. They all kind of sound the same. I was trying to do Kermit the Frog too, but that's a little different.
This is JD Diaco.
That's JD Diaco here. How are you doing? I mean, I don't know. Can you do an impersonation of JD Diaco?
I haven't tried to do Jay. I would have to work on it.
I
wouldn't. An impersonation is hard to do. Cold without having done one.
No, I mean, look at Rat with his. He dropped the ball about 15 times lately.
I love whenever Bubba does an impersonation on the spot. He's like, "Hey guy, what you doing, guy?
Yeah. Hey yo, I got some noise stuff here." I'll get you a good deal.
Guy.
Let's go flip the pizza.
Guy.
I like Bubba's Bubba voice.
352. Is this Diaco 888? Oh shoot. Sorry. Hello. 88352.
Yes, sir. Lummy, right? Big fish. I love listening to y'all.
Thank you.
It's been a while. Been a fan of Bubba since middle school, back in 98 Rock days.
Oh, good. I'm
I
glad.
was listening earlier talking about contracts, and what do y'all think about a Geno Smith contract and with his quarterback coach coming to Tampa?
Well, Geno Smith signed with Seattle, so the only way they could get him now would be with a trade.
No. The price that they paid for him.
Oh, I mean, in this day and age in the NFL, it's reasonable. I mean, did Geno Smith perform last season? Do you think he earned it?
It could be part of him. It could be part of the coach.
Yeah, but it's not. But they get to find that out without having without giving up a year when they've got wide receivers that are in their prime still. So, to me, it makes sense. What about you, Lummy?
No, I think it makes sense. I mean, they're really happy with him. What do they give? $40 million fully guaranteed,
3 year, $75 million, and I think it was somewhere around.
And
40.
especially the way the quarterback salaries are going, he's under $30 million. For the next 3 years.
I mean,
it's a win-win.
Yeah, it's a good deal.
It's a good deal technically for both of them.
Yeah.
Is Pete Carroll an offense coordinator or defense? I can't remember that.
Oh, he's a defensive guy.
Yeah, for the longest time when he was in the Patriots and the Jets, he was always about defense.
He went to college for a little bit.
Hey,
He was an
we're about to
offensive.
see what Geno Smith is and what the quarterback coach is. That's our now offense coordinator is about.
Oh, who, our offense coordinator?
Yeah, it's the quarterback coach that came from Seattle, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, we don't even know a quarterback. I mean, we're going to have, unless you're looking at Kyle Trask. I mean, it's all about, how is he going to change his play style, or are they going to go after the quarterback that's like a Geno Smith?
You know what's funny to me with the Bucs in the quarterback situation is Todd Bowles saying Blaine Gabbert's praises so much, but is he willing to stake his career as a head coach in the NFL?
He's not even willing to stake his claim on Kyle Trask.
I know, who they drafted. So it's just funny to me because everybody's like, oh, he really likes Blaine Gabbert. Brr, 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 brr. Yeah, when he knew that Blaine Gabbert was the next guy up in case Brady went down, of course he's going to sing his praises, but there's no way that the Bucs would feel confident heading into this season with Blaine Gabbert and Kyle Trask as the only two options at quarterback. No chance in hell.
And they haven't re-signed him yet, have they?
What's your guys' thoughts about them interviewing the quarterback from Tennessee?
Oh, Tannehill?
Hendon Hooker.
I don't know, man.
I mean, he's coming off of a torn ACL?
Yeah,
that's going to be rough. I think that's really the only Bucs. That's the only reason they would get him at 19 if nobody else, takes a chance.
And the fear with him is that he was a product of the offense there. That the coach from UCF that went over there, what's his face, and Golesh were really what turned him into what he was, because he was not that quarterback in the years before that.
You talking about Hoople?
No, Heupel. Yeah, Josh Heupel. Hoople.
I thought, Hoople. I thought he was talking about Tannehill because I know there's reports that,
what's the salary on Tannehill? He seems like a pricey option.
A lot.
Yeah, he's got to be like $35 million.
Yeah, I think he's $35 million. He's in the top 5.
That's the thing. This is the problem for the Bucs is whoever they sign is going to have to be an immediate, restructured sign and trade if they were to do something like that. They don't have the money, and you can take your lumps this year, go out there, tank, get some good draft picks, and then try and compete again next year or 2 years from now. But I just, they're just not in a position financially to compete. The Brady decision was kind of baffling to me. I don't know why he was in a rush to get the paperwork in. It kind of fucked the Bucs over. I agree. I don't know what went into that decision. If that was the Bucs saying, you know what, we don't mind just taking it on the chin this season. We'll eat it all now. But it would have been nice to push, $25 million of that off to next year when the salary cap's going to jump up by $20 million.
If I'm not mistaken, I thought it was only $11 million off for next year, and then $24 million they would be on the hook for this season.
No, it was more. It was they could push it. It's 35 total, but they could have pushed the bulk of it back to next year.
Okay.
Because I had that whole scenario I gave you where the Bucs could not only get salary cap compliant, but actually have room to make moves.
Do you think they'll just eat the whole 35 this year?
They're stuck now. Brady filed the paperwork. So I guess unless he was to withdraw the paperwork and try and come back to Miami, which was a rumor that surfaced yesterday, slow news day, I guess.
Yeah.
But
Rich Eisen broke it on Monday, and then people started picking up on it.
Yeah. So unless that were to happen, the Bucs they're fucked.
Gardner Minshew, who we all want.
I love how all the Gator fans are like, "Oh, Kyle Trask is really going to surprise." No, he's not. No, he's fucking not.
You're looking
Kyle
at
Trask ain't going
right.
to surprise shit. Okay, he is a replacement level backup quarterback who's not ready for the big show.
All right, thanks, man. Have fun
shitting. Put in Trask and just deal with it.
No.
And bring in a veteran starter, maybe.
Gardner.
Thanks, man.
Minshew mania, man.
Which I want to ask Brian. I want to ask you both. So the social media shit, right? I was going to ask about social media. I know, Brian, you're not really on it.
I mean, I'm there.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
you're
that
there,
social media shit, you're not really on it, bro.
But you're not really on it. Let's be honest.
You're not really on it like Lummy is.
So all those Bucks people, the different media and different super
Beat
fans.
writers.
Yeah, like with, Donovan Smith, everyone's like, don't forget he got us a Super Bowl. Almost like licking his asshole for no reason. Like praising him. And it's
Are you going to segue this into more Donovan Smith slander? You didn't get it out of your system enough yet?
No, dickhead. I might, but no, I was going to say about Kyle Trask. They're doing the same fucking thing. Like, guys, you got to give him a chance. The Bucs wouldn't take him in the second pick. Brady.
That's just called being a fan. That's called finding hope. That's called finding hope with what you know is going to be more likely than not a disappointing 2023 season. Yeah,
listen, I need Brian's negativity
I think
here.
People want to buy in because it's a much better story, right? Like the Bucs could obviously fucking sign another 34, 35, 36-year-old quarterback and win a Super Bowl.
This is the way you turn it on those people. Are you saying the Bucs should just stand pat and start Kyle Trask, or would you like for them to try and get a better, more proven quarterback? And that's how you call him out. Because, if you tell me, Kyle Trask is the guy for the Bucs, well, I'm not going to root against him per se. I mean, I may if they start losing. If they start out 0-4, I'm not cheering for Kyle Trask to turn it around and make us 8-8 or 9, 8-9 and let us miss the playoffs and pick number 15 and be stuck in this hell forever.
No, but the mentality that they're having, it's like even like the caller just said, and a little bit, it's like, well, we might as well just start Kyle Trask this year, and if it doesn't work out, then we'll see next year, and we'll just draft or get a veteran quarterback next year. And it's like, wait, why are we giving up one fucking year? Don't you people understand?
To be honest with you, I haven't seen any of the beat writers saying anything like that. I don't know what jabronis you're following over there on Twitter land, but maybe some fans who have ill-informed opinions and get a little too emotional with their takes are going to feel that way. But I have not seen anyone with a sensible head on their shoulders saying that the Buccaneers are going to compete and they could surprise people with Kyle Trask.
Hold on. I never said the beat writer said that. I just said that they said, well...
You just said a lot of the people you see on social media.
Yeah, are saying, let's just go with Trask, and if he does well, okay, he does well, and if he doesn't, well, we'll have next year then, and we'll move on from that.
So here's Heavy.com. Bucs predicted to land former starting playmaking quarterback.
Oh, fuck yeah. I cannot wait for it to be Cooper Rush.
Please.
CBS Sports' Cody Benjamin put together projections for quarterbacks for needy teams and has the Bucs signing Eagles free agent Gardner Minshew.
That's what the fuck I'm talking about, buddy.
Put that in my veins, baby.
Yep.
Right in my veins. You know how exciting the Buccaneers offense would be with fucking Minshew mania running wild?
Do you bring in another quarterback with him?
He's the perfect Florida man. He was already a fun guy to watch in Jacksonville. What'd you say? Did you bring in another quarterback?
No, would you bring in?
I mean, I think you have three guys, and when you have Kyle Trask and Gardner Minshew, you're bringing in a third. I would bring in, though, like one of those career backups.
Joe Flacco?
No, I'm even worse than
about that fucking Joe Flacco, man.
Even worse than that. Who's that guy who's played on every team? He was like in first round.
Josh Johnson, baby. Tampa Bay Buccaneers legend.
You say a first rounder?
Yeah, the white guy. He went from like Arizona to Miami. Josh Rosen. There it is.
Josh Rosen. He's already been on the Bucs roster.
He's struggling in the XFL.
Yeah, but I'd bring him back as the third option because I want Gardner Minshew to win. Like, that's the bottom line.
At that point, you might as well bring Ryan Fitzpatrick back.
I'll take another year of Fitzmagic, to be honest with you.
Here's the deal.
That would be fun.
Here's the deal. Here's the deal I'd make with you guys. If Gardner Minshew gets signed by the Bucs and is their opening day starter, I will buy a Gardner Minshew jersey.
Fuck yeah, you better wear it.
I will wear it on this show only.
Only when they win.
Oh, come on! You gotta go to a game with it on.
I mean, Minshew Mania, baby. I'll buy in.
If it's Minshew Mania and you're buying all the way in, then I
won't just go as with the Gardner. Hold on. I will go to the game with you, Lummy, if he's the opening day starter.
In your Minshew jersey.
Dressed up like Hulk Hogan, but as Minshew Mania.
Oh, so you go your Fu Man.
A brown Fu Manchu.
So super fan Brian, super fan Brian,
Minshew,
Buck Hogan.
Minshew. In fact,
Buck Hogan.
In fact, that this is I would rip off the jersey and it would say Minshew Mania across, running wild.
I don't know if you're going to rip off the jersey. That's kind of tough. You'd have to pre-cut it.
Pre-cut, yeah, or Velcroed or something. Yeah.
So how much are you going to spend on the jersey?
I'm going to buy one of those aftermarket like
Chinese ones. Okay,
yeah.
All right. Okay.
I'm not giving anybody $150 or whatever they go for these days.
Brian, wait, can you grow a Fu Manchu?
Oh no, it would be fake.
Oh, what, can't you grow one?
If I started now, it might be.
To take that long to grow in?
Third week of October.
I really don't know because I haven't done it.
Oh, I would love to see you.
I'd love
with
for you
a
to
real
start right now,
Fu
so we can get a look at that facial
I swear to
hair.
God, that is the only way that the Bucs can be competitive next season. Financially, competitively, with the roster that they have, Gardner Minshew is the one. And how is this guy not? I understand he went 0-2 and his spot starts for the Eagles there at the end. He did not. First of all, one of the games he didn't lose them. The other game he performed mediocre. But how is this guy not getting more talk? Like, look at his stats as an NFL starting quarterback.
You know why he's not getting more talk and as much of a Minshew mark as I am myself, too? He kind of played like shit in that back end stretch for the Eagles. Like, aside from the Cowboys game, he wasn't the reason they won.
He played in 2 games, and he played really well in one that they should have won, that their defense let him down in. And then the other one, he didn't look good. You're right. But he had a good game. I mean, the Cowboys game, 24 of 40 for 355 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Not terrible.
If his name is Jameis Winston, everyone would be calling him a Hall of Famer.
But he's also a backup. You got to understand, he doesn't get first-team reps all season, and then now he's thrown in to start.
You know, I got it on our text line.
I want to argue with you, but I can't because it's just fake. I just want to be like, which one is it, Brian? Is he a backup?
No. He was.
Or is he the future of the franchise?
No, what I was saying is he didn't go through camp as the number 1.
No,
he went
I know.
Through camp
He's
as
not
the number.
getting.
He wasn't getting any first-team
He's not
reps.
getting 500 reps in training camp. He's getting $150, 200,
and
250.
then during the season, he's getting 0. He's
Yeah.
getting 0. So what was it? Week 15, he's thrusted into the starting position. To me, that's just it wasn't fair to him. But he performed admirably. Even the loss to the Saints, he had 274 yards and a touchdown, 78-yard touchdown pass. I'm presuming to Devonta Smith.
Yeah.
But he didn't go out there and stink it up. He averaged 320 yards passing, 1.5 touchdowns, 1.5 picks.
Well, yeah, I am a Minshew truther. I co-sign with Brian. I play devil's advocate to bring up the counterpoints, but I do think that that's probably the best option for Tampa Bay. And I put a tweet out all the way back in like first week of October, second week of September about Gardner Minshew being the next Bucs quarterback, man.
Well, and
we've been on this train for a minute.
Our text line here that we have, I had 2 quarterbacks that we'll wrap it up. There is
our text
Tyler.
line?
Yeah, we have a text line. Tyler Heineke, or this one, which I just can't. Whatever.
See,
Carson Wentz.
So here's the problem with both of them. They're both going to want more money than Gardner Minshew. You can get and if I'm Minshew, I want the opportunity to come to the Bucs. Carson Wentz is a loser. He's
people. The team say he's a cancer.
He's a cancer. Yeah, you don't want him there. And Heineke is okay. I don't want to be mediocre for a long time. Bring Gardner in on a 1-year show-me contract for $5 million, $7 million, $10 million, whatever you can afford to give him. Make it incentive-laden, and see if you got your guy for the future. Because next year, the Bucs are not going to be in cap hell. They're going to be
one of the better fit teams.
They're going to have their option to do whatever they want next offseason.
Heather Spin Instructor in chat said, Brian, if Gardner Minshew was a starting quarterback for the Super Bowl, they would have won it, right?
Who, the Eagles?
Yep.
I mean, they may have. Hurts didn't exactly light it up. I'm joking. He played well.
But if Minshew was there, he probably would have let him back and won.
What I can say is we will never know. We'll never know. He has that it factor.
He does.
He has the it factor.
He has an it factor like Chris Sims.
I mean, Hurts only threw 1 touchdown. He only ran for 70 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Minshew would have had 4 and 100 yards.
Probably, and threw for 4, and they would have won 75-25.
Oh, of course. And Gardner Minshew would have been wearing a Superman cape.
That's it. And he actually would have been inducted into the Superfan and NFL Hall of Fame because Minshew Mania is running wild. I'm just saying you can market it. If you're the Bucs, you can market that as your. You can't market Kyle Trask as your starting quarterback.
You saw Jacksonville do it. Like I said, he's the perfect Florida man. Jacksonville made it a fun thing. Even when he wasn't always balling, it was still fun to root for him.
He was never not playing well in Jacksonville. Like, that's the thing. Look at his career stats. The guy got fucking shafted.
Look it up.
Nick Foles.
I mean, he got Big Dick nicked. No, I mean, look it up. His stats in Jacksonville were always solid.
Right.
I mean,
his stats speak for themselves.
They do.
They know.
Well, no, I mean, okay. You want to go through it? His first year, his rookie season.
Brian, the music.
He goes
I was saying, Brian, I was the one who we all are on Garden Minshew Mania. One, we want to see you in a fucking jersey, ripping it off with your Fu Manchu.
A career 93.1 quarterback rating. That's stellar. Daniel Jones, 86.5. So there you go. Gardner Minshew, better quarterback than Daniel Jones.
Gardner Minshew.
Take it to the bank.
Tampa Bay Buccaneer quarterback next year.
Minshew, $45
and
million
Brian
a year, baby.
is going to go grab a beer with Big Nasty later today. Brett, thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks, bud.
We are live tomorrow, twitch.tv/The Bubba Army. Don't forget for all your Bubba Army merch, Bubba Army store, BubbaArmyShop.com. We will be back next week. Hopefully, Brian will be able to join us. I know Rhett will be here currently as the champion.
Yep.
We will see you in the morning. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Rhett.
Thanks, everybody.
And
Thanks,
thank you,
man.
everyone.
Take care.
See ya.
Even the